Hello, my name is Teresa and welcome to my channel, Art and Stitches by TL, a creative podcast. I'm kind of a jack of all trades, master of none. I've always been that way. I have way too many hobbies, way too many things that I enjoy doing. So on this podcast, I will talk about art. I do a lot of watercolor painting, some digital art. I have picked up embroidery this past year, which I've really enjoyed, and I just picked up loom knitting, and I'm also going to be diving into like regular needle knitting pretty soon, just waiting for needles to come in the mail. I'm also an author or an aspiring author, so I may talk about whips of stories that I'm like works in progress of stories I'm writing on. I'm an avid reader, so I may talk about some of my favorite books I'm reading. I'm also an equestrian and I ride horses. So I do lots of stuff and I'm interested in lots of stuff. So I just kind of wanted a space where I could share all my creative things and maybe have other people enjoy seeing what I'm up to. I don't know. Also, forgive me if I'm out of breath. I am 9 months pregnant. This baby is due within the next 2-3 weeks. So if I'm out of breath, that's why. Not much space for my lungs to expand anymore. And a little bit more about me. I am a stay-at-home mom of 3, soon to be 4 kids, and I homeschool. And so I'm home all the time, and my creative endeavors help me just kind of keep my sanity some days. I live in Alberta, Canada, and currently right now we're having really beautiful weather, so it hasn't really felt like winter, but usually it's really cold at this time, and I've had this dream of making my own sweaters to wear in the winter. I made my first loom knit sweater just recently for my daughter, and it kind of made me want to learn how to make my own, but you're a little limited with loom knitting, so that's why I want to try actual needle knitting. And I'm not gonna lie, it really intimidates me, but I found a really good tutorial here on YouTube that I'm gonna follow, and I'll keep you guys updated on that journey. So if I'm rambling also, I'm sorry. I'm not used to being in front of the camera. Sometimes I go live on my Instagram accounts and stuff, but it's been a while since I've done that even. Anyways, so, and if I say so an exorbitant amount of times, I am very sorry. I guess what we should start with, let's start with works in progress, and then I'll show you some acquisitions because I just got some yarn in the mail today and I'm excited about that. And then maybe we'll talk about what I'm reading, and yeah, we'll go from there. So works in progress. I'll start off with embroidery because I've had this started since, when did I start this? October, I think. I think started it when I went to visit my parents in October. Anyways, here is just the embroidery piece. I will, and if I have any patterns and things that I'm following, I will link it all in the description. And I can't remember how to pronounce the lady's name, so that made this wreath pattern. It's Diana something. She's on Instagram and YouTube as well. Anyways, she did the wreath pattern, and then I just added the lettering in the middle. My plans is it's going to be done in purples and greens. I also painted the hoop that's going to be in gold. This is what it regularly looks like. And then I painted it I don't know if you can see that, metallic gold. And it'll stay in the hoop. I like to use the hoops as frames, and that's how I've sold a couple of embroidery pieces, and that's how I just sold them, was the hoop was the frame. Yes, that is embroidery whips. I haven't done embroidery since October, and I finished those Christmas tree, those vintage trucks with the Christmas tree in the back? Well, I did a fall themed one where I did the truck, but they had like pumpkins in the back, and I finished it, never put it back on the hoop, and yeah, so I guess that's a whip too. Maybe I'll bring it out next time. As for loom knitting, I am currently making the Relaxing Afghan by, who wrote this book? Denise Lehman, an American School Needlework book. I'm making this Afghan here, and I'm making it in this yarn. Let's see, the Loops and Threads Chenille Home Slim. So this blue color, I believe it's slate. No, sorry. Wow, blue shadow. This white color, I don't know if it has a name. Cream, so it's not really white. Cream. And then this really pretty mustard color. Yes, there's a theme here. I like mustard. The cushions on my couch are mustard. Yeah, I really like mustard yellow. So those are the 3 colors that Afghan will be, and this is as far as I've done. I cast this on 2 nights ago, and the first night I sat down and worked on it until I went to bed and got the first square done, and then yeah, yesterday I got this much of the golden square. You make them in strips and then you sew them together after. So the strips will be going horizontally, so it'll be quite nice and wide. But yeah, it's like so soft. My kids keep coming over to my project cart here, and they keep touching it, and they're like, oh, this blanket's gonna be so nice and it's so soft. So yeah, so it's a big project I'm working on, but because it's just straight knitting, it'll go really quick. And it's a super bulky number 6. My phone filled up. Anyways, as I was saying, this is just straight knitting, so it'll go really fast. It won't take very long. And acquisition. I guess, because those are the only projects I currently have on. So first off, I ordered a bunch of the petite wool from We Are Knitters. I'm going to make a bunch of, we call them toques here in Canada, but I think everywhere else they call them beanies or just hats. Anyways, I will say toque because I'm Canadian and that's what we call them. So I'm going to make a bunch of toques. I'm hoping to sell them. I'll put faux fur pom-poms on. So I got this one in the colorway Flamingo. It's like really pretty cream, pink, gray kind of color. The next one I got, I really like this one. This is in colorway Colorado. It's kind of cream and orange and gray. And this one in wine, I believe. Wine. On the website, it looked a lot more burgundy, more reddish toned than this, but this is quite purpley, but it's really pretty. And this one in olive. I love olive green. Mustard yellow and olive green are 2 of my favorite colors. I also love purple, and I have since I was a kid, but I like never wear it. I have nothing in purple. It's usually more neutral tones, or I wear a lot of black and brown. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll make myself something purple. Socks. Socks would be a good place to start. This one is in the color Marshmallow. My daughter saw this, my oldest, and she freaked out. And she's like, it's so beautiful. It's like baby yellow and pink and kind of blue, or yeah, kind of blue. Anyways, it's pretty. And she also freaked out at this one, Millennial Pink, just a soft pink. And yes, those 6 colors were what I got from We Are Knitters. This next one I got, the next yarns I got are from a farm in Ontario. I was going to say local, but Ontario is not local. Ontario is Canadian, but it's on the other side of the country, so it's not local. but Canadian anyways. And I really like this because this is from Topsy Farms in Ontario. They're, I'm not sure if I'm going to say this properly, but Amherst Island, that's where their farm is. It's a multi-generational farm. They're sustainable tourism certified. This is the wool from their own sheep. These two skeins here. And they actually sent a picture with it of their, part of their flock. Some sheep and their guard dog. I thought that was really cool. So this is 100% wool. This is their fingering weight yarn. I'm not sure what breed of sheep that they raise at Topsy. They don't say on here. And looking at the picture, so I grew up on a sheep farm. My dad raised sheep, not for wool. Like my mom would, so we would have, I think we had purebred Rambouillet rams for a few years, and my mom would take the fleece from them and she would process it and spin it and knit it and stuff. And I never learned how to do any of that from my mom, and I really wish I had. I mean, I could still go home and she could teach me how to spin, and that is one of the skills I want to learn this year, is to spin. My phone got full again. I'm gonna have to figure out something else because I can't keep doing that. Anyways, where was I? Oh yes. From looking at the picture of Topsy's flock, I don't know if they're any specific breed. They look like they might be a mixed flock. Maybe that's why they don't say exactly what kind of fleece is used. I'll have to research it more. But yeah, they're from Ontario, and they get their yarn processed. And so yeah, this is 100% wool, fingering weight. I'm gonna make socks with this. I love these greens. This one's their heather green. Like, I don't know if the camera's picking it up. There's lots of like different shades and heathering in there. It's really pretty. And then olive green. You can't go wrong with olive green. So they're really nice. I'm very sensitive to textures, so I don't think I could make myself a sweater from this yarn. It's very rustic, and this is just their fingering weight. But for socks, it'll be fine because my feet don't care if something is itchy or not. But my neck and body, yeah, I'm a little bit texture sensitive, so I probably wouldn't make myself any next to skin garments with this wool because it's very rustic. But for socks, it's perfectly lovely, and I'm really excited to have this Canadian yarn in my stash to make some socks with. So that's all my acquisitions for this week. I did make an order, my first Indie Dyer yarn order this week, from two, actually. I made two orders. The first was from Fireweed Fiber Co. And they're indie dyers from Winnipeg, Manitoba. And I ordered some yarn from there to make some gifts, some gift knits that I did not get around to before Christmas, so they'll be late gift knits, but that's fine. Everyone loves gifts, no matter what time of year it is, right? And then, so I ordered some yarn from them, and then I could not resist Woolberry Fiber Co.'s Anne of Green Gables yarn collection launch. It was just too pretty, so I ordered 2 sock sets from her. I'm gonna be making a lot of socks. And speaking of socks, I guess I will talk about how I make socks. So at this current point in time, I do not needle knit. I did learn how to needle knit a little bit when I was younger, but I never even finished a scarf. I think I still have that scarf stashed away in a box somewhere on my mom's needles. Anyways, so I just, in the last month, learned how to knit socks on a knitting loom. This is the Loops and Threads Knit Quick sock loom. So this is what it looks like. And I have made 2 pairs of socks so far, both for my kids. One was a regular long pair of socks, and then for my oldest, I made an ankle pair of socks, and they really like them. I just made it out of some cheap acrylic yarn from Walmart. Yeah, but for myself, I will use this to make socks out of these and out of the 2 sock sets that I got from Woolberry Fiber Co.'s. Do you say co or do you say company? I don't know. Woolberry Fiber Company's Anna Green Gables collection that launched this week, and I think it's closed already. But there were some gorgeous yarns in that collection, and I really wish I could have afforded to buy sweater quantities worth, because I do want to learn how to knit myself a sweater this year, but I just couldn't. So I settled for 2 sock sets, and I'm really excited. I think I got Marilla's brooch and what was the other one? The Anne Shirley sock set, I think. But anyways, whenever they come in, once they're done being dyed and all that, I will obviously show you because they will be in acquisition. But yeah, I will knit myself socks on this thing. And it's actually really easy. I was super nervous learning how to do it, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be so hard. But it was actually really easy once you know how, and now it's intuitive and I can do it from memory. So yeah. I don't have any more yarn stuff. I haven't done too much drawing or anything lately. I am working on a logo for someone, a digital logo, but I don't really want to show it because it's a logo and it's like a work in progress and stuff. So I won't show it, but I am working on that. I might be doing a couple of digital pet portraits coming up here soon. Someone was inquiring. So not much art-wise. My art mojo has kind of been a little slow. But I am still reading. I read 3 books in the first week of January, which is ridiculous for me. I used to be a super fast reader as a kid, and then as I became a mom and had kids of my own, I became much more of a slow reader. But I did read 3 books the first week of January, and then I kind of slowed down. And currently, on my trusty little Kindle here, I'm reading an advanced reader copy of Into the Churn. This is the cover. Into the Churn by Haley Reese Cho? I think it's Cho. This is not my general genre that I like to read. This is more of a sci-fi story. So far, it's really interesting. I'm only like 5% into the book. And it's an ARC. I really should, or an ARC. I don't know. Do people say ARC or ARCs? Anyways, I should be reading it quicker, but I haven't been. Anyways, I think that's everything for this first initial podcast. I'm sorry if I'm really awkward. I'm sorry if I say so a lot or and again, if I'm out of breath, it's just pregnancy related. I am hoping, since I am a stay-at-home mom, I homeschool, I'm hoping that, even when this baby is born, I will still manage to continue with this podcast and keep doing a few more episodes. I don't know if I'll do it weekly or bi-weekly. I feel like weekly would be a lot. And I'm not the fastest creator. Like, I'm not the fastest reader or creator, so I don't always have new progress in a week. So maybe bi-weekly, or maybe for the first while it'll be like a monthly roundup. I don't know. So we'll see. But thank you so much for joining me in this, first episode of my creative podcast, and I hope you kind of enjoyed it and it wasn't too painful for you to watch, and I hope that you come back to see my next one, whenever that will be. I may even have a new baby by then, so it might get put off by a few weeks, but who knows? So we'll see. But thank you so much for coming, and I hope you join me again, and I hope you have a lovely, blessed day.